Our behavior doesn't come from our logical brain. Our behavior comes based on our subconscious identity. So just because you know you should be doing better, or you know what to do in a situation, or that something logically is not good for you, that doesn't mean that we don't choose it. That doesn't mean that we don't self-sabotage. That doesn't mean that we make the choices that are in our best interest. Why? Because our subconscious is trying to get something resolved. So if your body is telling you this is love, this person, this feeling is love, even though it's destructive to you, that's because your subconscious is wired to believe that feeling in the body is love. So we operate from that subconscious feeling and move towards things that logically we're like, no, not this again, this same dude again and again. Like, God, haven't you learned? Right? Or I know they remind me of my dad and I just keep going towards the same type of guy. Or here we go, it's the same fight over and over again. All of that is because we haven't resolved the part of us that's trying to heal through that behavior. So part of the work I do with clients is we get to the root of what the belief is that keeps driving the behavior. Once you can basically heal at the root of the belief to change the belief, the behavior stops. So this is where I think most people get it wrong, is they try to use discipline and motivation and just white knuckle their way through different behaviors. But there's a much quicker, more effective and long-term sustainable way of changing behaviors through subconscious rewiring. Right? It's a fancy word of saying like it all stems from childhood. There was a version of you in your childhood that created a belief that's now driving your behavior as an adult. And some of that is really good. Some of that, as we get to be adults, is really what we call maladaptive, meaning unhealthy. So when you can go back to where those beliefs were created, first identifying what the belief is, then go back to when it was created and start to reparent that child that created that belief about themselves because they didn't know any better. Then we can actually start to see why we're doing and choosing the behaviors that we are, and be intentional about the choices of who we want to become to make the unconscious conscious. I know it sounds super complex. It's not. I do this with clients all the time in like a 1-hour call. And usually in the first 20 minutes, we've already identified the root and we're already working on it. So if you found yourself in a cycle of shit that you don't know how to get out of, hit me up in the DMs and let's talk about how I might be able to help with that in a really quick, effective way. Oh, and hey, I'm Tara, and I'm on a mission to create a self-aware army because it's lonely in these self-aware streets.